hoping for the best, not knowing what we may or may not find here. So, hello friends, it's been a while since we've done a video on the farm, which sounds a little strange, but we went to Mexico for Christmas and we hope you watched that video. It was an amazing experience, seriously a life-changing experience, and we hope you'll go back and watch that video if you haven't watched it. But I'm back on the farm. It's about 3 or 4 days after Christmas now. It's the Saturday after Christmas, and it's not as warm as Mexico, but it is good to be home, except for the fact that I came home and got a cold, which hasn't been fun, but that's okay. Hopefully I'll get feeling better soon. But whether you have a cold or not, there's things to get done, and my cousin Sean said I could bring the horses over to see if any of these 3 are pregnant. Now, none of them are for sure pregnant. Actually, there's a good chance all 3 are not pregnant, but let me show you which 3 we're taking, and then we'll see what the results are. Well, first there's Luna, guys. She's the one we got at the auction, and she was skinny. Maybe I can find a picture of when we first brought her home. Her hooves were in bad shape. They're getting better all the time. She's been being ridden by some girls in town, and she went to Tin Barn Farm for 30 days. Anyway, she's just doing really good. All right. Some of our friends going for a ride. Have fun. I can't believe what nice weather we're having in December. But the question is she pregnant? Now, the only reason I'm wondering is she does have a little bit of a belly, and she came off the reservation, and on the reservation, a lot of the horses out there are exposed to stallions. And right as I got her at the auction, you'll remember, those of you that watched that video, she was swollen up with milk. She was just full of milk and just kind of engorged, and I thought, oh no, either she's about to have a baby or she just had a baby weaned from her. And so I just don't know the story. Had the baby just been weaned and she'd been exposed to a stallion and she's pregnant again? We'll know the story here in an hour or so. So we'll take you along, and what's your guesses? Do you think Luna is pregnant? She's definitely in good flesh. Is that... All right, Pepper Jack, what's your vote? You think she's pregnant? I don't know, we'll see. So there's number 1. The second one is Harley here, or Apache. I've called her both. So she came back to us. She was a horse we'd gotten about 4 years ago, and she was just a sweet horse, but my farrier wanted one for his grandkids, and so we sold her to Ray and Emma Sosi. They had her out on the Navajo reservation for the past 3 years, and she had a beautiful baby for them. They say she was not exposed to a stallion, but to me she sure looks like she could, and they said she was running out in the open sometimes. So on the reservation, like I say, about every stallion is not, or about every male horse out there is not castrated, and so there's a chance she's pregnant. What's your guesses there? And then the last one would be Lex, and this one's the one I hope is pregnant. I don't have a lot of confidence that she will be, but I'm praying that she is, because hey hombre, are you coming to talk to the girls? I really think he might be a little stallion, guys, which means we'll be castrating him in the spring, but that's okay. We just couldn't tell if he was a gelding or or a stallion because he didn't show. He hasn't dropped his testicles, but the reason why I hope Lex is pregnant is she was exposed to my brother's stallion Chippy. Well, Chippy, just 2 weeks after he left the farm, ended up dying. My brother, all right, Luna, you got loose. I'll go catch Luna. But my brother came out the morning after everything had been fine, and Chippy's muscles were all tightened up, and he wouldn't move, and regardless of everything he tried, and he called the veterinarian, and there was just nothing they could do, and we lost Chippy. And so I'm hoping to perpetuate that bloodline, and so it would be such a blessing if Lex was pregnant. But I never really saw Chippy showing interest as a stallion, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen when I wasn't watching. So we're hoping that maybe she's pregnant. The veterinarian said, I will pay for the test. I really want to see why this horse died like this. The veterinarian took the sample and sent it off, but it was after closing time, or after FedEx hours from a small town. Anyway, by the time the blood sample got to the lab, it was not viable. So we don't know why Chippy passed away. I wish we did know, but really I just wish that he had not passed away. But there you have it. Do you think Harley's pregnant, or Lex is pregnant, or Luna's pregnant, or none of them are pregnant? Let's go check it out. Well, they loaded up good, and now we're gonna head over to my cousin Sean's and see what the consensus is. Which one, if any, are pregnant. Well guys, I'm almost to my cousin's place, and I thought I'd tell you about something really sad that I learned, we learned when we were in Mexico. It came up on Facebook, and Vicky said, Alan, do you know a TR Frost? And I'm like, yeah, I know her really well. I said, that's the girl that came to the farm and came to our house and floated the teeth of one of our horses. I think it was of rawhide, actually. So from first glance, is this a bad mouth or an okay mouth for his age?
So far it's an okay mouth.
All right.
Definitely needed to be done, but not too bad.
At the end of this video, we'll try to link that video so that you could watch it. Sean sells a lot of hay, so if you need hay in northern Arizona, or probably anywhere around, he can do it for you. Well, we're here, and I cannot believe how nice the weather is in December. We've had the most mild December I probably ever remember. It's a lot colder than Mexico, but it's sure nice. But we sure need some moisture too. So, all right, Sean said it'll be right here, but I'm gonna get Lex in the pregnancy checking chute, and we'll get her ready to go. She'll be first up. I was gonna load her up, but it looks like they have all their saddles out. Maybe they've been oiling them up or cleaning them. But that's where I need to put her, so I feel bad. We're gonna have to move some things. But I'll wait for Sean to tell me where he wants it moved. So I'll just tie her up and we'll get the other horses out. Well, I have them all tied up and out of the trailer while we're waiting for Sean. But I think we'll go in the order that I have them here. We'll have Lex first, and then we'll check Harley, and then Luna. That old barn, I love that old barn. This place used to be my grandpa's brother, Harvey Palmer, owned this place, and it's been in the family a long time. So I always love coming here. Here's the man, the myth, the legend. He just pulled up. So I asked Sean real quick, why are all your saddles out here? Besides, I was like, are you just showing off? You've probably won a lot more than this in your lifetime, haven't you? Don't be humble here.
I've won a few.
A few. But tell them why all these saddles are out here.
Leather care is very important. It's important to keep live leather, keep it as limber and alive as possible. So we'll, they'll get dusty and dirty as you're using them, riding in a trailer across the ranch or just whatever, just Arizona's windy and dry. And so every now and again we'll spray them, we'll put them on, we'll hang them up, we'll spray them off with water to get all the dust and dirt and stuff out of them. And then we'll let them dry. I mean, the water just washes the dust off. Water's not good for leather, but just a brief spray like that's no big deal. So we'll usually put them on the fence outside and let them dry in the sun. And as soon as they're dry, then I'll use I use a product called Mallets, and it's a really good.
Is it neat's foot oil or is it different?
It's different than neat's foot. I've always been a fan of neat's foot, but neat's foot is it's always getting your pants dirty. It sticks. It's an attractant. It's kind of like what do you call that? Armor all. It attracts.
Oh yeah.
It attracts dust. So, but this Mallets, it penetrates really well. It really livens up the leather. It penetrates it very well.
And he said he puts it in this spray thing here, and then he can spray all of them.
Yeah, just put it in a pump up spray bottle, and then I'll just spray everything nicely with it, and spray up underneath everything. Get both sides. Spray all the rigging. Anyway, and we probably do that about once a year. I've been told that olive oil is not good. People will argue with that. I know a lot of people that use olive oil, but I also know a saddle builder that lives right here in town, and he'll flat reject working on your stuff if you've been using olive oil. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know why, but
well, this isn't a Mallets commercial, but I know a lot of you are going to find this interesting, and I found it interesting. So I'm like, Sean, can I turn the camera on? And so that's a lot of nice saddles there. High money healer. We could get Sean telling us stories about how he won each of these, or his kids have. So there's a champion healer. You do more heading now, don't you? Or do you still heel?
No, I heel mostly. I can miss either end.
You also catch a lot on either end, so. Well, we're excited to see if these are pregnant. Well, Sean and I have been having a lot of fun talking. I should have been videoing some of it, but the video would have been too long. But we've been talking about Apache horses, the ID horse. So if any of you know even what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. But I'm fascinated to maybe learn more about that on a future video. The Apache's got a breeding program down by San Carlos, Arizona. But here's the first one. We'll see if Lex is pregnant or not. I'm sure hoping she is, but I never saw the stallion show interest. And she was exposed to a real young 2-year-old stallion that just wasn't showing a lot of interest yet, but then he died 2 weeks after he went to Levi's house, and we're hoping his genetics are going to continue on here. But this is just a hoping for the best, not knowing what we may or may not find here. So
I know somebody that had that happen, and they did do blood work on it, and they said that it was let me see what it was, like salmonella or botulism or something.
really,
That's what they said.
I wondered if it could be Coggins, because the symptoms of Coggins, I Googled it, and it sounded kind of similar, but none of the other horses got it. So
Okay, so this is an empty uterus. This is your uterus right here. There's nothing in there.
oh, darn it.
So bladder's right down here. Uterus is right here.
So no baby for this one. Darn it. This was one I was really hoping would be. The other two, we'll just see what we find. But there we go. It's a no for Lex. So guys, what's your thoughts? Is Harley gonna, now don't worry, the screen looks better in person. Somehow when we video it, it looks like it's just running across the screen. But what do you think? Is Harley pregnant or not? She definitely doesn't like it. Lex stood there pretty good.
Okay, so she is empty also. There's something noteworthy here though. She's got a cyst right here.
Okay.
This is right in the body of her uterus. She's got another cyst. She's got two different ones. Do you know what her age is?
I'm guessing her to be about 15, but I don't know that for sure.
Most mares that develop cysts usually develop them at 12 or a little bit after 12. So that's consistent with. Yeah, I mean everything else looks good and looks normal, but she
With cysts, is it life-threatening at all, or how about genetically? Not genetically, but if
Reproduction?
If reproduction, how's it going to affect that?
I've seen plenty of mares with multiple cysts that will still get in full and that they'll still carry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a cyst is like a blister or a wart or something like that. And it's something that sometimes they stay, sometimes they kind of come and go. When they do get pregnant, and that uterus stretches from about the size of a cantaloupe to the size of a bean bag.
Wow.
When it goes back down, sometimes they'll have less cysts, sometimes they'll have more cysts.
Okay. Interesting. So 2 no-goes. So we'll see you on Luna.
You take him in.
Okay, guys, are we going to have one of the 3 pregnant or not? With these 2 reservation rescue horses, it's not that I'm hoping they're pregnant. It's just more wondering if they were pregnant. Lex was the one I was really hoping would be, and she wasn't, so.
Okay, so this is bladder right here.
Okay.
This is bladder. This is uterus right here, and she is empty also. So you are batting 1,000 on empty.
Well, that's okay. Like I say, the first one was the one I was hoping would be pregnant, and when she wasn't, the others, it was just wondering. So, all right, guys, there we have it. 3 non-pregnant mares. Real quick, Sean, I told him about TR. Do you mind just putting in a little plug for who she was, and if people want to go to the GoFundMe, how it might help her family and her fiance and stuff?
TR is 23 years old. Wonderful person. She was about to get married. She's about to be a mama. She comes from really neat people. Her mom and dad are really, really neat people. She suffered a tragic death a few days ago. It just shocks our whole community. Her fiance, just a wonderful young man and a real deal cowboy. But she was, they were forced into a driving situation with an impaired driver, and I'm not sure what's going to happen there exactly, but she's going to have, pretty big expenses, funeral expenses, and that type of thing. There is a GoFundMe that's set up. I'm sure these guys will make a link for it. They're trying to raise as much money as possible to take care of her expenses, but whatever you can do there would be greatly appreciated.
And is her fiance gonna make it?
Her fiance is Brandon, and he is in the hospital. He got broke up pretty bad, broken pelvis, broken ribs, broken arm, broken something in his foot, his heel, but he's got some big hurdles to get over. It's looking really good for him. He'll be able to mend there. I don't know what you do about such a badly broken heart, but just wonderful people, and just such a tragic thing. They were on the highway. They were taking care of a side job that they had, and was completely disrupted by an impaired driver that had been called in numerous times with reports of erratic driving and the like. And anyway, it changed their lives forever.
Well, we're so sorry, but thank you for taking time to tell us about it, and thanks for always helping me out with these horses. So have a good one, Sean. Thank you. Well, guys, I'm kind of bummed about Lex, but the other two, like I say, they had told me they didn't think Harley was pregnant because they had tried to keep stallions away from her. Luna, I did kind of think was pregnant, but she's not either. But it makes a rescue horse easier to find a good home if there's not another baby to rescue in the mix. But hope you enjoyed coming along, and to the Frost family and the Ben family. It's Brandon. Ben is her fiance that's in the hospital. Our prayers go out to both families, and I hope that maybe a few people get on your GoFundMe from this video to help out. Just a little bit of money can help out with expenses right now. Even though TR and her baby are deceased, the Frost family is going down to the hospital down in Phoenix to check on Brandon consistently, and those costs add up, not to mention the funeral costs and so forth. But guys, have a great day. Thanks for watching today, and God bless.